Welcome to Dreamy Sleep Tales. Tonight, I invite you to drift into a wondrous adventure, a tale of courage, friendship, and the magic that hides just beyond the edge of our dreams. Settle in, close your eyes, and let your imagination wander as we follow Timmy into the forest of lost time. In the quiet town of Silverwood, where the roofs glowed under moonlight and every window held a story, lived a curious boy named Timmy Hawthorne. Each night, Timmy's room filled with gentle rain sounds that lulled him to sleep. But on this particular evening, something different stirred the air. A faint, rhythmic tick, tick, tick echoed beneath his bed, as though a tiny clock were calling out to him. Timmy sat up, his heart fluttering with excitement. He blinked at the dark space under the bed and then leaned closer. There, tucked against his favorite toy chest, was a small, ornate door carved of pale ochre and framed with silvery filigree. No larger than a cookie tin lid, it pulsed softly with a pale blue light. "How curious," Timmy whispered to himself. His fingers brushed the door's smooth surface, and at his touch, it swung open with a gentle creak. A cool breeze, scented faintly of moss and mushrooms, drifted through the gap. Though his parents had always warned him to stay in bed once lights were out, Timmy felt a thrill of wonder instead of fear. He slipped from beneath his covers, swung his legs over the side of the bed, and, heart pounding, crawled through the little door. His pajamas vanished in a swirl of silvery mist, and when he opened his eyes again, he stood on a cobbled path winding through a forest aglow with phosphorescent plants. Towering mushrooms, pink speckled caps, and pale curving stems lined the way. Wisps of mist curled between ancient tree trunks, and in the distance, towering cliffs of blue stone glimmered under a sky dusted with shifting stars. Timmy swallowed hard and took a cautious step forward. The ground beneath him hummed with gentle energy, as if the very forest breathed with life. He glanced back, but the little door had disappeared, replaced by the moss-covered base of a massive tree. "How will I get home?" he wondered, heart fluttering. Before he could ponder further, a soft voice called out from the shadows. "Lost, are we?" Timmy spun toward the sound and saw, perched on a root knotted like a staircase, a tall, rabbit-like creature clothed in a dark velvet coat. Its fur was silver, eyes gleaming like polished onyx, and in its paws it held a golden pocket watch chained to its wrist. Who are you?" Timmy stammered. The creature clicked the watch's lid closed and set it in its lap. "Name's Tickletalk, timekeeper's assistant. You've wandered into the forest of lost time, dear boy. Follow me, or do try to keep up." With that, Tickletalk hopped down, long ears swiveling at every sound. Timmy, though puzzled, felt a surge of bravery. "I'm Timmy," he replied. I don't know how I got here. Can you help me find the door back home?" Tickletalk sighed, standing on hind legs. "I would if I could. You see, the timekeeper's watch has gone missing, stolen from its keeper. Without it, time here is fractured. Paths shift, moments freeze, and no one can move forward or backward." Timmy's eyes widened. "So, everyone in this forest is stuck?" Indeed. Flowers paused mid-bloom, rivers held their breath, and the stars refused to journey across the heavens. Tickletalk blinked sadly. No one can dream either, except those brave enough to wander these paths. Which brings us to you, Timmy. Timmy's chest fluttered with equal parts fear and excitement. "What can I do to help?" Tickletalk's whiskers quivered. "Assist me in finding the stolen watch." The thief fled into the cave of mirrors, far beyond the glowing grove. But beware, time there plays tricks, and reflections can lead one astray. Timmy squared his shoulders. "Then let's not waste a moment." Guided by the gentle glow of luminescent mushrooms and firefly-like motes, Timmy and Tickletalk set off down the cobbled path. With every step, the forest seemed to sigh and shift. Branches creaked as though whispering secrets, and vines unfurled like sleepy serpents. "Stay close," Tickletalk murmured. "Here, time drips slowly. A minute can feel like an hour." They passed clusters of pale purple mushrooms whose caps pulsed in soft rhythm. Timmy reached out to touch one, and for a heartbeat, it played a melody, a tinkling lullaby that echoed through the trunks. He let out a hushed laugh. "It's beautiful. In this grove, every plant sings its own song," Tickletalk explained. "But listen closely. the melodies can lead you astray. Focus on my voice, and you'll not lose the path. Timmy nodded and resumed walking. Ahead, the forest opened into a clearing where a shallow stream sparkled beneath a canopy of glowing leaves. The water held silver fish that glided like liquid moonlight. Fireflies danced above, weaving ribbons of light. Marvelous, Timmy breathed. He leaned over the stream's edge to peer at his reflection, only to see his image blinking its eyes independently. A reminder of time's strange power here. Tickletalk tapped his watch, which lay empty in his paw. If only this were full of ticking again, he sighed. Come, this way. They skirted the stream and entered a grove where mushrooms arched overhead like cathedral columns. Small blooms at their bases shimmered in pastel hues. A gentle breeze carried whispers. Hurry, hurry. Yet each voice seemed to come from a different direction. Timmy's head spun. Which way? Tickletalk raised his watch and tapped it. Northward, he said, voice firm. Trust me. Though the grove tempted them with its beauty, they pressed on until the columns of fungus gave way to a narrow path leading into shadow. The air cooled and the glow faded. Timmy could feel time slowing, his own heartbeat echoing in his ears. Here we are, Tickletalk announced softly. The mouth of the cave of mirrors. A dark arch loomed before them, its entrance veiled by silver vines. Etched into the stone was a single warning. Beware the eyes that watch your soul. In mirrored halls, you're not whole. Timmy swallowed. I'm ready, he said, though his voice trembled. Tickletalk offered a small, encouraging nod and slipped his watch into Timmy's pocket. Take this, he whispered. Its magic will guide you through, provided you remember who you are. Timmy clenched the watch chain and stepped into the cave. The mouth closed behind him, and the world turned silent and still, except for the faint echo of his footsteps. Timmy's heart fluttered as he stepped into the cavern's cool gloom. The walls shimmered like liquid silver, and the floor beneath his feet became polished stone, as smooth as glass. Every echo of his footfall multiplied, spinning around him in spirals of sound. He glanced at the golden pocket watch in his hand. It ticked again, faintly, as if waking from slumber, and its soft rhythm steadied his nerves. "Stay close," whispered Tickle Talk from the entrance, his silhouette framed by the moonlit forest beyond. But already, Timmy felt the pull of the cavern's mysteries urging him forward. The tunnel forked almost immediately into countless mirrored corridors. In each reflection, Timmy saw a slightly different version of himself, some smiling, some frowning, some even waving back at him. He shook his head, reminding himself, these are only illusions. He took a steadying breath, tilted the watch so its face caught the faint light, and let its gentle tick guide him. As Timmy followed the guide of the ticking, the reflections began to shift. One mirror showed him as a shadowy figure, tall and thin, another as a child with wings of mist. Doors appeared in the walls, some open, gleaming with promise, others barred with vines of light. Each beckoned with a whisper, "Step through me, find what's lost. Turn back, the path is too perilous." Timmy's heart pounded. His own voice came out steady when he spoke aloud. "I seek the timekeeper's watch. Please, show me the way." The watch trembled in his palm, its hands spinning until they settled, pointing straight ahead. Timmy followed its direction, pushing past a door carved with hourglasses. The moment he crossed its threshold, the mirror behind him rippled like water and vanished. He exhaled, relieved, and then realized the corridor had narrowed, the walls closing in. Panic fluttered in his chest, but another glance at the watch reminded him that time itself was on his side. He walked slowly, each heartbeat in sync with the ticking. At the corridor's end, a vast hall opened before him. Mirrors of all shapes and sizes filled the space, tall as trees, wide as beds, and even floor-sized panels that reflected the ceiling. In the center lay a pool of still water, perfectly mirrored. Above it hovered the silhouette of a figure, slim, hunched, a hood drawn over its head. In its hand, Timmy's breath caught. It held the timekeeper's watch, its golden chain shimmering. "Stop!" Timmy called, voice echoing. "That's ours." The hooded figure's reply was a soft laugh, hollow and distant. "Time is precious, child," it said, voice echoing as though coming from every mirror at once. I needed more, slices of it to keep me company. The figure lifted the watch higher. For a heartbeat, Timmy felt drawn toward the pool, as if he would slip through its surface and vanish. He clenched the watch in his fist, heart thumping. "Don't take more than you need," he said, voice firming. "Time isn't just for one person. It belongs to everyone. For dreams, for laughter, for morning light." The figure paused. Its hood fell back to reveal, surprisingly, no face, only a swirl of silver mist where features should have been. It hovered a moment, watching Timmy with curious emptiness. Then, with a slow nod, it lowered the watch toward the pool. As it did, the mirrors around them began to shudder. Timmy stepped forward. "Please," he whispered, voice trembling with hope. "Let me take it." The watch dropped. Timmy caught it just before it slipped beneath the water surface. He cradled it to his chest, and with that simple gesture, the hall erupted in light. Mirrors cracked like ice, splintering into fractals of light that rained down harmlessly around him. The hooded figure dissolved into a cascade of glowing motes that drifted upward and vanished. The still water rippled and glowed, then drained away as the stone floor reappeared. Tickletalk hurried forward from the entrance of the hall, eyes shining with relief. "You did it, Timmy. You've reclaimed the watch." Timmy nodded, breath coming fast. He held the watch aloft and at once felt a warmth spread through the cavern. The ticking grew strong and steady, time itself restored to its proper course. "Thank you," Timmy said softly. "I just did what needed to be done." Tickletalk placed a gentle paw on his shoulder. "You showed great kindness, brave one. You understood that time, like all treasures, is meant to be shared." With the watch secure, the cavern around them began to transform. The polished walls reverted to rough-hewn stone, and the shadows retreated. The path back to the forest opened easily now, lined with lanterns of glowing mushrooms lighting their way. Outside, the forest of lost time was already stirring. The frozen flowers at the edges of the path shivered and bloomed. Blossoms unfurled their petals in a chorus of color. The stream that once lay silent now gurgled softly, carrying silver fish in its current. Overhead, the clouds drifted away, revealing the stars gliding across the sky in languid arcs. Tickletalk checked his watch, clicking open the cover to look at its fate. Once every 100 years, the timekeeper invites a visitor to restore the balance. You have done more than that. You have reminded us why time matters. He smiled, whiskers quivering. Let me return this to its rightful place. They followed an ancient path of cobblestones that led to a granite dais at the center of a circular clearing. Here stood a grand clock tower carved directly into the living rock, its face a brilliant disk of moonstone. A long, curved keyhole awaited the watch's chain. Timmy approached and inserted the golden watch into the slot. With a soft click, the watch sank into place. Immediately, a chime, clear as crystal, resounded through the forest. Every tree, every leaf, every creature seemed to exhale in unison. Above them, the stars pulsed once more, and the gentle ticking that filled the air blended with their own heartbeats, as though the universe itself kept time. Tickletalk bowed. Thank you, Timmy Hawthorne. You have mended what was broken and gifted our forest the most precious resource of all. Timmy felt a swell of happiness. Will I ever see this place again? The rabbit smiled warmly. Whenever you need rest or wonder, close your eyes and remember the tick of this watch. He pointed to the chain where a single golden link remained in Timmy's hand. Keep this as a token. When you hear its heartbeat in your dreams, you'll find your way back. Timmy clasped the single golden link in his hand and felt its warm pulse, steady as his own heartbeat. Tickletalk, no longer pacing with worry, led him back along the moonlit path toward the hidden door beneath the ancient tree. The forest seemed to sigh in relief. Glowing flowers bowed their petals as Timmy passed, and the gentle hum of restored time filled the air like a lullaby. At the foot of the massive roots, the silvery door shimmered into existence once more. Its frame glowed softly, inviting him home. Timmy paused. The forest had given him more than a quest. It had opened his heart to wonders beyond imagination. He knelt and pressed a gentle kiss to the golden link, whispering a quiet thank you. to the forest's magic. "Goodbye, dear friend," he murmured to Tickletalk, who bowed low. "May your days be full of ticking laughter and dancing shadows." Tickletalk tipped his velvet coat and vanished into the moonlight, leaving Timmy alone before the glowing door. With a deep breath, he stepped through and felt the familiar whoosh of air around him. In an instant, he was back under his bed, pajamas restored, and the soft glow of his nightlight flickering gently. Timmy dusted off his knees and crawled into bed, clutching the golden link in his palm. His room felt both impossibly ordinary and tinged with wonder. He placed the link on his bedside table, where it shimmered faintly, as though still dreaming. As he nestled under the covers, the rain sounds resumed, each drop a gentle drumbeat in his ears. His eyes grew heavy, but before he drifted away completely, he heard a soft whisper in the darkness. "Remember, Timmy, time moves with your wishes. Be kind, be brave, and let your dreams guide you." With that promise echoing in his heart, Timmy closed his eyes and surrendered to sleep. Morning light spilled through Timmy's curtains, painting golden stripes across his quilt. He stretched and blinked against the brightness, the memory of last night's adventure still vivid in his mind. On his bedside table lay the golden link, now cool and silent, yet Timmy knew its magic remained. He rose and peeked under his bed. There was no silvery door, no path to enchanted forests, only the familiar carpet. A smile tugged at his lips. "It was real," he whispered, glancing at the link. He tucked it safely into his pocket, certain that one day it would call him back. Downstairs, Timmy's mother was humming as she prepared breakfast. The clink of spoons and soft chatter of the morning news felt ordinary, yet Timmy sensed a new rhythm in his own day, a gentle reminder that every moment was precious. He poured himself a bowl of cereal and took a deep breath, savoring the simple pleasure of home. At school, when classmates complained about dragging through the morning, Timmy only smiled. To him, even the slow ticking of the classroom clock held promise. He told himself that each tick was an invitation to learn, to laugh, to dream. That night, as crickets sang outside his window, and the rain chorus began anew. Timmy prepared for bed. He placed the golden link on his pillow where it caught the lamplight and sparkled like a star. He slipped beneath the covers, heart calm and mind alight with possibility. "Good night, forest," he whispered, closing his eyes. "I'll visit you again soon." And as sleep carried him away, Timmy felt time itself wrap him in its embrace. Steady, kind, and endlessly full of adventure. Our tale of the forest of lost time draws to a gentle close, though its magic lingers on in every heartbeat. May your dreams be filled with glowing mushrooms, ticking watches, and the soft laughter of rabbit-like friends in velvet coats. Good night, dear listeners. Sleep well and remember, time is the gift we share with the world.